I think we are live.
And we are live. Hello,
There we
everyone.
go. Hey, everybody.
Hiya. Hiya. I'm seeing so many people here. And welcome to another live on Sunday Q&A with Shem and Omondi. And to everyone who's new, welcome to AwakenToJoy. I'm Shem.
Je suis Omondi.
To everyone in the chats, hi Soul Family, hello.
Hi,
To
everybody.
everyone just listening in, hello and welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Bonjour, guten Tag, bonjour,
Bonjour tout le monde.
bonjour tout le monde.
It's the afternoon here.
Yes, it is, and
I know
it
you-
is like it's. Honestly, I've been having a great day.
No, that's a good thing.
I've been having a great day. Hi, yep, Heiko, Jay, Tom, to be here. Hiya. Yeah, we're gonna take a moment as always. Let everyone come in. I know it takes a little bit, but we've got so much planned for the day, for the chat. We are doing today etymologies. I'll be doing some more readings from the pillars. And I'll also be doing readings today, energy readings. I've had so much revelations this week. And I've had so much insight into the collective energies, my own energies, all of this stuff. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you guys as well. So much starseed energy coming through. Yeah, lovely stuff, wonderful stuff, as always.
Absolutely.
I got my coffee today.
Yeah, got it ready, isn't
I'm thinking about how I'm going to drink it without having a whole full mustache because
it?
you've went in with the froth and the topping, and I appreciate it, but I'm looking at it like, how we gonna do this?
You're just not gonna do it.
I am. I'll probably
you-
take a sip.
Remember, unconditional love can't exist without the absence of judgment, isn't it?
Yeah.
So hey, it is what it is, right?
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Stephanie. Yeah. So we'll wait a little, and then we can start. We got 2 words today.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
gonna be something.
I am gonna start talking about some stuff that I saw though. So lots of messages coming through, lots of downloads. I'm sure so many of you are getting these upgrades, getting these changes, feeling these changes within yourself. Maybe you're having more contact with your guides lately. Maybe your dreams are being upgraded. Maybe you feel like you are more energized than usual, or the opposite. It comes in different waves sometimes. Whatever that is, it's nothing to worry about. It is and always will be for your highest good. We're right now in a state of transitioning. And I know in the spiritual community, you hear like the split. That will reverberate in your own life how you see fit. But for most of us, it is the self-realization of our God consciousness, us being able to talk to our higher self or realize that we are our higher selves embodied, and us being able to just walk within that and see what that looks like in our lives. And a lot of decisions are going to have to be made because there'll be certain things, which is really funny, there'll be certain things that fall away in your life as a result of this. It's this you can't hide from yourself type of vibe. Whose song is that?
Teddy Pendergrass.
Isn't it Curtis Mayfield?
No.
I always get them mixed up.
No.
You can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. Is that tease right now? So, and Tom, Tom, yeah, he's having a family lunch now, but he stopped off. He dropped some knowledge here, and he opened with a simple share. When you are dishonest with yourself and others, you represent the honesty and presence of deceit. The action of deceit is dishonesty. No devils, no demons, just humans representing deceit. I simply desire my loved ones to see things for what they are. No illusions. Simply, it is what it is kind of stuff. And then he just greets everyone, and
Yeah, that's really
yeah, honesty is the action of truth. And when you are honest with yourselves and others, you represent the energy and presence of truth. Represent sun. Okay. This is what he says. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the revelation I think so many of us are going through right now as well. And revelations have been showing up differently. The idea and the concepts around revelation and judgment have been shown to me in so many different ways over these past 2 weeks. And I've had so many experiences out of body with that. My understanding of it, my overstanding of it now is completely different to what I was taught as a child and what I embodied growing up and what I had a struggle to let go of. That maybe it was some sort of bad thing or something that I had to rid of rather than an energy that is. Something that's woven into the fabric that is.
Hi, MJ.
Hi, MJ. Good morning. And my understanding is really different on it now. Not that that means I'm going to go around being Judgy LaBelle, but Judge Shem. It's not that. It's more about what that is. And what it's been turned to. One of these days, I'd like you to do an etymology on the word judgment.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
No, I don't mind.
I'm just putting in my order.
You know, there's actually so many words deriving from judgment.
Okay.
Prejudice. There's like a gang of them. And basically, they all refer to the same thing.
Yeah.
Which is, the distortion there is here, judgment. It is no longer an evaluation of something. It's more like, a preconceived ideas without knowing the context of it.
Yeah.
So it's usually is what here.
Yeah. Exactly that. Exactly that is what I was shown, like what it is without its illusions and what it is and how that shows up personally in yourself. Is the assumption of assuming things of yourself that you know are not true or might not be true, or you're not having a second look at, or you're not seeing for what it is, or you're seeing it out of the lens of somebody else's idea about you that you've adopted.
Yeah, 100%. That's usually what it is.
Yep.
But you know what? Cut yourself some slack, and it is what it is. If you're still there and you still, it's just a normal process to go through. At the end of the day, you go through these phases, and then because this is pretty much related to the idea behind disclosure and why some of us want disclosure. I don't want to know thing. It's, is it partly because you want vindication, and then then you have a feeling that you were right. That is the reason why you never did well, or is it because disclosure is a part of the natural process? Because all evolution here in realm one always work as cycles. They are essentially cycles, and it cannot repeat itself anyway. So, part of this so-called disclosure is a natural process.
We asked for it, is all I'll say. So to be here saying, judgment is lack of acceptance, and MJ saying, it all stems from the concept of being separate. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to strike someone down if you knew it was going to hit you too.
Right.
So it's like, and it's like, kill him, and it's like, oh yeah, that's going to kill you too. Okay, no, don't do that. It's that type of thing. But and also what the evaluation is, and why I've kind of like always had a path of not wanting to pass judgment, but then also confusing that as a child as what it or as the difference between justice and judgment. That is something that as a kid I had an issue with, and probably let too much think. No, not probably. Okay.
What do you mean?
It's okay. You know, I was telling you about my guides be coming in right now. They're like, no, not probably, definitely. Let too many things go
Yeah.
where I shouldn't, and not and becoming going too much in the guise of being a people pleaser, because this misguided teaching, this
Okay.
misguided education, this miseducation around the concepts of judgment, revelation, judgment, and justice.
But it's funny you maybe you were too lenient in some situation because of judgment in itself.
That, just like what you said,
So that's okay. I mean, it's part of the process.
It is. It is. But balance is balance, and we came here and we're living in this place of duality. But yet, when we're ready, we don't understand that also means balance, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think it's essentially what we see as divine justice. It's divine order. It's no justice,
Like
because
what we
justice
do.
is another word that derived from judgment anyway. The root of it is judgment. So judge. So the thing is essentially order. There is order. It's a natural process.
You know what? That's it. I'm ordering it next week. I would like, you do what you want. I would like justice, revelation, and judgment.
You would write it down because
I'd like you to do the etymology of those things. Look,
justice, revelation.
I'm gonna
Listen.
scribble with my fake pencil because all the kids be taking
I'll
all
do
my
it.
pens and
I'll
pencils.
definitely
Thank
do
you.
it. Yeah.
Right to right. Hiya, bonjour.
Bonjour, right to right.
Bonjour. Kim, hiya. Lovely to see you all here in the chat. I know some of you are just enjoying your Sundays and chilling and just listening in. 12:12 on the clock. Love that. Let's get started with these etymologies then.
I'm actually writing down what you're saying for the following week, right?
Yeah.
Revelation, justice, and what's the other one?
Revelation, justice, and judgment, please.
Judgment. Yeah.
Yeah. Because when I was out of body and I was shown all of these things, it was like, oh, that is not what I was taught. And I was like, you know what? At this point, just don't be surprised about these things that you were maybe miseducated about some of these things. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair now, the downloads I get, there is no even words, it's like concepts and feelings attached. It's a very funny, way to explain it, because you don't really have the words for it. It's just like when I get downloads, I just immediately understand everything. And now is the time where many of us getting downloads and we get to have a greater understanding of something we once used word to explain that same things, but it still didn't do justice. No pun intended. And but yeah, so now we're going to get to an era where telepathy and stuff like that will become more prevalent, where we can understand concept without words.
Okay. So just before we start and getting into the etymologies, how is our sound now for everyone? Everything coming in loud and clear? Hi, Lilu. Hi, Eno.
Hi, Eno.
Hi, you guys. Much love to all of you.
So I think sometimes it's the internet, depending on where you are, fluctuates. So yeah.
All right. Let's get into your etymologies then.
Okay. Let's start. So the first word is attention. So in Latin is attender. Well, I'm going to pronounce it in French because I believe French is closer to Latin than English is. Attender, to stretch toward, to reach out to. So toward, tender, the French pronunciation, to stretch, to extend. So attention is actually based off of that. The hidden distortion is something that is captured, grabbed, or stolen, a resource that is owed to others. That's the distortion attached to it. And its true frequency is a deliberate extension of your own energy, the direction of your sovereign field. So, for example, the shift, instead of saying, I need to pay attention, you could shift to, I choose where my energy stretches. Or you could say as well, my attention is mine to direct. So a lot of it's take responsibility for your attention as opposed to saying what happened. Because we live in a world where we like to state things a lot, what we do right, what we don't do right. But this is something that defines us too much. It's almost as you're trying to pin an identity of on who you are, as opposed to be a lot more truthful with what's taking place, really. So yeah, so if you explain what the true meaning of the word is, um, weaved into your action or what's going on, it's a lot more truthful as opposed to say, this is what it is. I don't pay enough attention. I need to pay. So you don't operate no longer from a place of lack. Because when you say these words, it's a straight operating from a place of lack. And it's not what attention actually means in the first place. So, yeah. So it's a brief one, but nonetheless, is
It's a big one.
so I hope you guys pay attention. Joking.
No, it's a big one because we're always told like, and it's so much part of understanding yourself as an energy source, that where your attention goes, energy flows. So seeing it as being distorted, where it's, what did you say it was? It was this
So the
reaching
distortion
out.
is
Where it
now
was reaching out,
yeah. So basically, the distortion is something that is captured, grabbed,
capture their
or
attention.
stolen.
Yeah.
So we perceive it as, again, I don't know if I covered ownership, but one of the things I wanted to cover ownership, the etymology, but a download I had about ownership and how we're being played, basically, or played ourselves when it comes down to the idea of that. But anyway, we'll get into this um sometime.
Hey, blessed.
So basically, yeah, so a resource that is owed to others. So it's a lot, we pegged it to the idea of ownership. Your
What,
attention,
the
the
attention
attention, so
belonging to you or belonging
belonging to
to
you,
somebody
as opposed to
else?
seeing as energy. It's like you give too much attention to this, or too not enough to this, or too little to that. And basically what it does is it gets you to perceive it as not anything more than an object or some things that you own and is yours, as opposed to that it's just a direction of energy. You can't own energy. You are energy. So it's more as you have the choice, you have free will to decide where this energy is directed. So it's a lot more embodiment than, you know, ownership.
So you're more the directive of it, the conduit of it.
Yeah, because here's the thing to understand. The minute I'll touch on ownership as well. The idea of ownership, the minute you think you own something, there's a possibility that you don't own it. And that's not true.
However, I will state as well that you do generate it.
You do generate.
Hence why some out there may find us nutritious and delicious. I'm just saying. Like
Yeah.
So yeah, but I get what you're saying.
Well,
It's still something that is of the everything.
yeah, and then I was
Like
going to say,
everything is energy.
exactly, but it is essentially you're depicting the idea of energy. But like I say, you don't own energy. You cannot own energy. So the reason why I say, like, if you say yeah, but this is my attention, I must, be careful where I, you know, put my attention towards and what I do with it or whatnot. Because you perceive it as yours to own, then you open the potentiality of you not owning it. Then you create a reality where someone can steal it from you, or can
I see
someone
why you say it
can
now.
be the ownership of your attention, and that's simply not true. That's what I was trying to say.
I get why
So
you're
yeah,
saying it now. All right. Had
yeah.
to let you land.
So yeah, so the true frequency is a deliberate extension of your own energy,
So you
and then
deliberately
yeah,
extend it out. So that means you do it knowingly, consciously,
yeah,
in awareness of.
that's right. And then it's the direction of your sovereign field. This is where you decide to orientate your energy, and you know, I mean, even this is the limitation of the language, because even your energy means that you own your energy, and energy is just is. So, but for the
In
sake
for the sake
of
of
being able to at least conceptualize this, we do use some of these words that are fairly sometimes incorrect. But anyway, yeah, you get the gist, yeah.
yeah. Hey Deanna. Deanna and Bless rolled in. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm
Hey, blessed. Hey, Diana.
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But there you have it. So yes, that was for attention. Now I'm going to move on to presence. So the etymology of presence. So in Latin, praesentia, being before, being at hand, prae, before, in front of, and s, to be.
Okay.
So hidden distortion, a performance being seen to show up, something required of you by others. So yeah.
Yeah.
So hi Kim.
I love the way that Kim said flowing, basically, which it is. The energy
Yeah,
is
flowing.
flowing.
Yeah.
And when you put I'm curious that you put like those two together, because presence and attention, because they kind of fit together with the flow of energy and being present as you allow your energy to flow wherever it needs to flow.
Yeah.
Deliberate
Because
presence in how you allow your energy to flow.
absolutely. Presence is what you are. It's a state of being.
Yeah.
It's your state of being.
Yeah.
So the true frequency, the full activation of your being in this moment, that is what presence is.
Yeah.
Not something you give, something you inhabit.
Yeah.
Again, the idea of ownership, I mean, that downloads was profound. The thing is about ownership, it's what holds you back. And the minute you conceptualize something as something that is yours to own, you then open the potentiality for it to be taken from you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance, essentially. So, just to be aware of. So, can you steal something from someone who own nothing?
No.
That's powerful, right? And I know people hate the idea of someone say own nothing and be happy, but it's more layered than that. But there's something here.
The language around that holds us back from the true meaning.
Yeah,
I get it.
So, the shift, instead of saying I need to be more present, you could shift to I am already here. This moment has my full field.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that little shift, there's many other
I get
things you
it.
could say, but I mean, it's not really difficult to understand the
Yeah.
concept of presence anyway.
Yeah.
And we are on, I mean, on the other side, there is no need for explanation.
Mm-hmm.
It just is, and you understand that it is. But when you hear round one, everything has to be defined for the sake of experiencing the opposite of what we know it to be, which is being infinite. So you put all these limitations. So when you try to explain a concept that resonate with the infinite, it becomes very tricky and challenging, and very difficult not to contradict yourself as you're trying to explain the same set concept. So anyway, but yeah.
Deanna's here. Hey, y'all. If I didn't already say hey, y'all. Okay, so MJ saying it actually sounds liberating to me to own nothing. talk about freedom. And Blessed said, yeah, it's agreeing to lack. Why does an infinite being need to concern itself over owning things, right? Yeah. And I think in saying owning, we kind of claim everything that goes with that, all the trappings of that as well. So yeah, it's soon we'll be able to feel our way out of how we're going to word that and frame that for our new level of God consciousness. And once we do, I feel like that will be part of the liberation as well.
Yeah.
These contracts that we sign with ourselves over our attachments to certain things that just make us feel like we don't have room to maneuver the way we want to move, or room to be the way we want to be, or be present the way we want to be present. So yeah.
I mean, it's the old paradox. It's like a power. And I mean, power has trying to own power and have more power. The minute you want more power, you open yourself to the vulnerability of having none, being feeling powerless, and everything. When you start to see duality for what it is, and I'm not saying not to be in duality, because part of the experience it comes with it, right? It's the whole point of this experience. But see it for what it is. Every time you're trying to empower yourself, and some people will say, "Well, this is ego driven," and there's nothing wrong in offering yourself flowers and be happy for the great things you do or the talent you have. But there's a fine line between do it so much so that you open yourself to vulnerability and remain balanced. So yeah,
Tell me about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And essentially, if you relinquish the idea of ownership, and like I said before, and what we said before, the custodianship, it's more fitting, the idea of that, because as opposed to own some things, because you have an understanding that while you're here, this is in your presence. So, and we are talking about presence rather than just say this is the thing I own and in mine, and you must ask me if you want to access it or not, and all of that stuff. So yeah,
all of that sounds like shenanigans to me, and it sounds like a lot of, because even when you're little and you see the kids, when you're a kid or when you're little, the first thing you kind of learn, yes and no, but you learn mine.
Yes,
Mine.
This is not you. This
It's
is
mine.
yeah.
And then I also recognized how much times as a parent you might say, that's not yours, and that's not yours, and that's not yours.
Yeah.
And then you see slowly the child differentiate between what belongs to them and what doesn't. But what that puts them in also is a paradigm of claiming things.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
Because then they get the understanding that there's things they can interact with and things they can't interact with. And that has nothing to do with their safety.
No,
and
exactly.
purely to do with ownership.
Yep.
And then you hear the fights ensue after that.
Yeah.
It's mine, but it's mine, but it's mine. And it's not that it's an issue, it's why does the issue turn up like that?
Well, it's essentially it's weaved into the society simply because it's what you taught when you taught that when you go to school. If they send you back home, we say your homework, and you have to own that is yours to do and whatnot, and then you'll train with that concept, and then you go into the workforce or whatever you want to call it, and then again it repeats itself. And even if you're an entrepreneur, the same thing. But that has this effect where people now feel the need. And you remember, guys, we talk about the security TV and the idea of the straw man. All of these, it's all strongly linked. I'm not going to get into details, but that's why you see so many very wealthy people. They don't own anything in their name. That's for a reason. It's deliberate. Now it's they've understood something. They just, some of them abused on that same set things they understood, and a lot of us don't know about these things. So a lot of things, there's no need for half of the things we think we need to own, and then we have to own the paper trail attached to these things, and it's a mess.
Yep.
And it keeps you even more tied to this round one experience, but
Even
not
for
in
the
a
geolocation that you decide to then live
right.
in or move to, if you feel tied or bound to one of them, then you may circumvent that travel or being in that place.
Yeah,
And on a soul level, your soul wants to be able to be where it has to be when it has to be there, right?
right.
And these are the things that can hold us back from making those decisions.
Exactly. And then very quickly you don't become, but you are reminded of what you can and cannot do because you own this, or you have the right for this or not. And then you
Yeah.
can see the limitation through that. But yes,
Yeah.
essentially that's what it is.
Hi, Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn.
So Heiko said that you can create everything, so there is no need to own anything. Right. Creator beings. Creator being,
And
creator being
I
the
I
operative
said
word.
once some things I wanted to, the community to really get with that, and I call something once I say reverse disclosure. It's like a reverse psychology. So I remember people were really upset about his Klaus Schwab saying like own nothing and be happy, but he actually said something true. It's just that when you hate someone so much and they do that deliberate, they'll say things so we reject it and we never use it to advantage. That's
Yeah.
how you get someone to know even get certain knowledge. You disgust them so much that they won't even bother even search for it.
Which, listen,
And then
or you vilify it,
or you
which
vilify
comes
it, yeah.
back to Tom's earlier comment about honesty and truth and deceit and how that shows up and represented between us humans.
Yeah.
Because of our dishonesty with ourselves. But then if you stay in a place where you're like, okay, this is deceit, you don't allow yourself to have a look at it through shame, through different things. But when
Yeah.
you literally have a look at it, then you can see why was it present? And then often there lies the truth.
That's right.
Hey. So MJ saying many Native American tribes recognized that they didn't own anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bless coming in. Yeah. Don't forget owning debt. How can you own a minus? Apparently you can. Apparently you can now. We've made that possible.
I'm gonna add on top of that. How can you own something that doesn't exist? When you say there's debt, it means you have less than having, which means that then it's not there, is it?
Yeah, but they want us to get accustomed to
that,
the
yeah.
idea, the belief, so we can generate the actual reality of being able to own nothing.
Yeah, but you know what?
It's another route there.
I've realized talking about that, so on that subject, that when a power manifestation is to, let's say, bring an idea into form, and they did exactly that with that. They say it doesn't exist, and we all know that's bullshit. But let's bring into form, some sort of form people can visualize what that look like. So essentially, it will looks like the contract you've signed that ties you to that virtual non-existent debt, but we give it form in the aspect of an agreement and contract, and that's how they did it.
Yeah. And then we give it also with our grief, with concepts like having a bailiff or having a bankruptcy or having all of these other things that are tied to debt.
Yeah.
Being able to buy debt, being able to trade it, all of these things. And as we give our attention to it, as we've given our approval, our consent to it, it now has come into existence because we are creator beings. And as MJ saying, that is such a tangled concept because it's woven so tightly into our reality. Every culture, at least everyone that I'm aware of, that this whole thing, 100%.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And it is.
So blessing, yeah, I felt like the straw man stuff is something that more and more people are coming around to understanding.
Yeah.
It's beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially, I mean, like it's important essentially because we need to know what we are, and part of knowing what we are is kind of realizing what we've become
and what we've created
and what we've created, yeah.
and why we created it.
Yeah.
It was like this morning I had a download about war and why we've always why at least our age groups, like if you're in your 40s, why you've never not known a life without war.
Yeah, it's true.
There's always been war. That's why Miss World or Miss Universe can come up and say, I want world peace. And it's like, clap, clap. And it was that type of thing, because we never not grew up in a world that wasn't warring in one geolocation or the other.
It's
World
true, man.
peace has not been a concept that we've been able to manifest here yet.
Yeah.
And it's just why? Because
Listen.
our and then they were like, look, because you're at war with yourselves, and through these attachments, through these beliefs, you stay at war with yourself.
Absolutely.
And then that's just
Yeah. It's
that,
like
that's just reflected on the outside of everything that you are, whether you are in a place where you are occupied, or whether a place that your country's going around warring, or whether however that shows up in your paradigm. Or you come from a family. How many people in our family have served in wars?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Countless.
Yeah.
Died in wars.
Quite a lot, yeah.
Right?
The thing is, it's all of this is very polarized, and it's deliberate. Like they make it so that come to war means like, and you like the end you know that there's two sides, one that you have to be on and the opposite. Same thing, politics, right and left and everything. So we constantly bathed in these ideas. So even though you could say I'm awakened, I know better and stuff like that, it's now for you to see the mirrors of these things, because it mirrors sometimes a lot more that you think in your life, just because it's been weaved so much, basically since you're born. So you have to kind of start realizing where they are and say to yourself like, okay, you know what, time to just change a few things
and release it.
Yeah.
Hey Shelby.
Yeah.
And Right to Right said, rightfully, to control your inner peace. Yeah, there is a strength in learning emotional detachment with balance. It does not mean becoming cold, uncaring, or indifferent to life. It means no longer allowing every emotion, opinion, or situation to control your inner peace.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, that is 100%.
And this is it as well. Like, that's what the whole thing is. That's what the real war's been about. This reverse disclosure. It's the war on your inner peace.
Yeah.
Keep you in the constant 501's energy. Like, it's always a battle. Why is it always a battle? You wake up and you think, oh, and then you plod through the day, having that feeling about every interaction you have one way or another.
Yeah, it essentially when this because okay, this is one things that I began to do. It's everything is a mirror of who you are. Then when something is on the outside and you see it, it's an opportunity for you to see. You haven't caused it, but it's an opportunity for you to see what is the mirror of this within you. And then you realize very quickly, like, why you feel always in conflict. You got this man, chatter and all of that stuff going on all the time, and this contradiction that constantly are in your life is it's due to all these things. It's kind of like a symbiotic relationship between the outside and the inside. And then the more you can start doing this and on even some basic stuff, you realize, wow, I'm so much in duality on that. And it's not for you to not be in it, it's to understand how it's weaved and how this affect you and change it if it really affects you and you don't like it.
Does it affect your inner peace? If it does, remedy that first.
Yeah.
Because that's going to reflect how you show up and how you interface with the rest of your day.
Yeah, and I've noticed, and the reason why I wanted to mention that actually, I just came back. It's because you've got these things. I like to call it silent duality. Is one of these things that is not obvious, but it happen, and that is a bit about the other of what we talked about before. If you own some things, then you open the potential of not owning it. If you are beautiful, you are opening the potential of not being beautiful. And then there's nothing wrong in finding yourself beautiful, but it's to be in full awareness that where it's coming from and how you decide. You don't operate from a place of lack. So You don't try to convince anyone. You don't try to change anybody or anything. You just
Remain at peace
being,
with it.
remain at peace with it. And because it's like weight gain, for instance, it's the same thing. Or food. You're saying, well, I need to stop eating this. I'm going to stop eating this because I need to watch my diet. That means that basically there's a version of you now that's created that don't uh, watch what they eat, and it affects them, right? Now, there's a difference between someone who says nothing can affect me unless I believe to be so. And even if you stop eating something because you're like, you know what, I don't actually enjoy eating this, it's a completely different thing. And then you're like, I don't need that. So you don't, you're not operating from a place of lack. So the effect on you will be completely different. And it's this all this silent duality and this potentiality we keep on creating by telling ourselves certain things we need to stop, I need to heal. So that basically, or if you say, well, I healed now, I'm fine. That opens the potentiality that there was a time you were not. And as much as people will perceive that as being true, uh, perhaps you could perceive that as being, I always was fine. There's nothing abnormal. Hardship is not necessarily abnormal. We just perceive it as abnormal because how we suffer now. But the truth is, if that was part of your natural process for your awakening, then everything happened according to plan, divine plan. You see what I mean?
Hey, I'm out here in these spiritual streets. I know what you're talking
Divine
about.
planning, basically. Yeah.
I get you. I feel you.
So that's
So
the thing
yeah,
I became more aware of.
yeah. Stephanie's like saying, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And it's waking people up to doing the same thing every day. Work, pay bills, rinse and repeat.
Yes. And you know what, Stephanie? Unless they're absolutely fine. Some people, you know, wow, I've had to come to peace with the idea that they're fine. They're okay. There's no problem for them. And that
It's
was the things where I was like, how? For a
how,
long time.
you know, when you go past in France, there's the toll roads, and there's always that one person who is honestly
Yeah.
the toll person angel, earth angel, man or woman, just there, just happy to be there, smile. The machine ain't working, no worries, I got you. Like, just at peace.
Yeah.
That's holding your inner peace and not letting anything shake you. And I know we do connect a lot of these things to jobs, but for some of us, our so-called mission or purpose in this is to just do that.
That's right.
It doesn't always have to be some big grandiose thing. It could be someone seeing you being in peace.
Yeah. And you know, I think as well is because it's always because a lot of us having this awakening because my life sucks. I can't keep doing what I'm doing, and there's nothing wrong to go through that motion, but that motion is absolute normal thing you're going through, and it's completely natural. Matter of fact, there's nothing wrong when you're going through this. And the thing is, now I've realized that, and I can only speak for myself, but my interpretation of it now is like, I just want to experience something different. That's
Yeah.
it, just one different experience. It's
Yeah.
not because it's bad. It's just because, and you know why you know that? Because people will look at your life and they'll think, I wish I had your life.
Yeah.
So how's that? So it is really down to choosing to have different experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's cooking today. Which, you know what? This is another beautiful synchronicity, literally so close to a whole entire download that I've been conceptualizing. So this is wonderful, guys. You'll are tapped in. You'll are tapped in right now. Yeah, it's the truth. So Bless is saying, regarding life as a mirror, I just did this yesterday with a dear neighbor child. Deciding to hit a box with a stick for nearby 30 fantastic minutes. Just whacking it. It was a bit of a challenge. This is my this is my point. Like, You know, sometimes to break up your day, you can do something really simple, especially if you feel like you've been going through Groundhog Days. Is just that one thing that you do that you always do. Just do that one thing differently. Just change. Like maybe you leave the door, you shut it behind you, whatever. I don't know. Do the moonwalk backwards out the door. I don't know, but do something different.
Yeah.
In that moment, change it. Understand that you are in the commander's seat. Like you don't have to have it look the same. You are choosing to have it look the same. So deliberately choose different, even in your mundane day-to-day going about your life. If you usually take the escalator, take the stairs, whatever that small change is, moments where you don't smile, smile. Whatever that is, and start to shift out of your reality like that. You're in total control of this. The lie, the illusion, the disclosure is that you're somehow not. That you're somehow not. And it does come back to this time in school where you're like taught what is yours and what is not. An outside authority is here telling you what belongs to you and what doesn't. And then is equally telling you have to put your hand up to tend to yourself. So if you want to go to the toilet, you need permission, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're taught that every authority is outside of yourself and everything that is yours is outside of yourself. And that everything that does belong to you, truly, like your vessel, has to be commandeered out and given the authority to function.
There I see the principle of education, the word education in itself, and what we understand by education.
That's it. Put that on the list.
So if
where's your list? Run your etymology list.
Put
that one there too.
Wow, okay. Do you know what? I don't know if you guys watch The Flash, that show, and when every time he traveled through time and he messed with time, basically, there's a certain potential that get created and certain events that as a result get created. So that's how manifestation actually work. And when you're trying to create a reality, because specifically from lack, I would say, as opposed to just wanting to experience something different, you have to be very well aware of the duality, the polarity that you create as you wish for things, as you say to yourself certain things. You create timelines. We constantly do it. This thing exists. So when you start understanding that, you're more, I wouldn't say cautious, but aware that it is just an experience. And if you want to experience something different, then do so. That's by all means. But yeah, so that's why they tell you, you know what, you have to begin to be okay with the now.
Yeah.
So then when you manifest something, you don't manifest it from a place of like, because you will create the opposite potential. When you indulge too much in this, oh boy. And you see, you'll see it. You can pay attention. You see these things.
Yeah, hot flaming
So what's
trash.
the other word again? I already forgot.
What?
What
So
was
did
it?
I. Anyone run me that word I was trying to order?
Oh, education.
There we go.
God damn, Shem.
Listen,
I'll have you pull out the cards and trying to find the words.
Listen, Stephanie got me out here. Stephanie got me out here giggling. That's what's going on. Okay.
Oh my.
That is what is happening.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So look, so I'm gonna move on to this other bit now. So I'm going to do now and again. I'll be reading from the pillars over on my channel. I will be going through it and giving the audio version where I break down everything so that you could see like what my feelings are about it, and also I'll read out for the people who aren't really readers. That's the Pillars of Governed Mind, which is my book, and everything is down in the description. Okay, everything is down in the description of the video.
Before you just start, I would just say that for the one who didn't press like, please do press like. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe.
Yeah.
And,
all right.
And hype the video if you must.
Okay, so I'm going to read this piece right now. And this is in the closing section. And I thought that it would be poignant to do this today because a lot of this for me, why I kind of like had the experience and kind of had to wrestle with it myself before I was like, okay, how do I really feel about it before I'd say I'm going to share? I know they tell me to share, but I don't be doing what I'm told all the time. Excuse me, I is sovereign.
You're not the only one.
You can give me advice guides, but you're a guide. Okay, so you guide, isn't it? And it's not. I don't have to do it.
Yeah,
I do it if I want to.
Fighting with you guys. Do not patronize me. Guide me only.
You know, Gareth has had enough of me. I know it, and he said it, and he don't give a shit.
You choose him, yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Remember that.
I love him down. It doesn't matter. He knows it. It's all right. Okay, so here we go. So this is for the closing section, part of the closing section I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. All right. There is a power in understanding something, but there is also transformation in seeing it within your own life. This final section is here to help you recognize what has always been present. As you move through your day, you may begin to notice where your energy is going, what is asking for your attention, and what feels aligned, what feels draining. The pillars do not exist separately. They interweave constantly. One action can touch multiple pillars at once. So, something like watching telly, watching the news specifically, yeah? What part of those pillars does it include? Energy exchange, environment, and occupation. So I'll show you how. So where does watching the news tie in with energy exchange? Your attention and your time and your emotions are being extended out. They're being given. For environment, the mind is entered and held. It's entertainment, entertain mind, entering the mind. That's part of your environment. You know, when they say, oh yeah, you're living in your head rent free and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, well, yeah, it's like that fire episode of Bridgerton. It is what it is. But then if you watch the news, then it's going to be the news. If you watch something else, then it's going to be that, etc., right? And then occupation. As much as we tie occupation to the concept of work, and for many years I did, it's literally what occupies your time, your energy. And it's what is being produced and what you're reporting on. So it's you're producing something, they're producing something, and you're producing your energy to give to them. And then the reporting of it is it's this exchange that's going on where you're kind of like stuck in this loop with it. So you tap in and they tap in, but how are you leaving the situation? You're leaving the situation drained. You're leaving the situation fearful. How are they leaving? Fulfilled. Remember I said you're nutritious and delicious? Well, that's your energy source. And hey presto, they're fed every time. And you know what time they do? They eat 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. They eat in the morning. Don't we get the news in the morning as well? Haven't watched it in so long. You're literally giving them their daily dose of you. Listen, like I said,
I find it really interesting. Have you?
When I was shown this, I was like, hang about.
Have you finished reading?
No, hang on. Yeah,
okay,
I've got
I'll
this.
say after.
The reflection. I'll just do the reflection.
Let me take notes. It's very interesting stuff.
Okay, and the reflection of this is: am I consciously choosing how I engage with this? That's all. Am I consciously choosing how I engage with this? And it can be the news, or it could be any other thing that you decide to watch. Or is my energy being pulled without awareness? So it's not, and what I was shown, it's not about not watching it. It's about being aware that what is going on when you're watching it. So that even if your energy is there and you're extending it out, how are you choosing to share it? Are you choosing to give your fear over to this? Or are you choosing to say, nah, I don't consent. You're a fuckboy. Bum. Like, what are we saying here? Or are you leaving terrified for your life, for your security, for your future? What are you doing? When I was shown this, I was like, yo, There's a few things, and that's why horror movies never really resonated with me. I just didn't have the language to kind of like put that into why.
Yeah, no, I understand why. And you know what? Some things you say is so relevant. And, I was going to say, but you're not finished, right? Or I can
You
just,
can go
yeah, I didn't
because
want
I've got my other
to
bit. Go.
interrupt. So, yeah, no, what you say, because you say, like the idea of someone living rent free in your mind, head, whatever you want to call it. Um, that this is how deep is this has gone, and you're talking about occupation and basically energy exchange, and that's really really true because it's even gone so far that you give them what you perceive as being your attention that you own, like we talked about before, but also we have a constant agreement where we pay for everything. So what I mean by that is I mean pay in energy represented by the word money, which represent the energy of money, which is again an energy exchange that you mentioned the pillars, and we are so compliant now, so that all of these things, when you play something on your TV, you have to pay for your TV license, right?
The nerve.
You've got, but don't see it as money. It's not what I'm trying to say. It's still an agreement of an energy exchange. So underneath these, there's so many undercurrent. It's unreal, and it's not bad. It's just misused. And when you say that in terms of your occupation, and yeah, you're right. Like whatever you decide you're gonna occupy yourself with, it's crucial to be in full awareness of what that is, because not only there's this constant exchange that happen, but there's also a ciphering of energy, which represented often here in this realm by the word money, but that's just energy. Forget about the actual money, and that's what people will constantly feel drained. Whether you have a great job that pays you well, your whole life is modeled of that. It's a model of that.
And without consent.
Why?
Which is why I wrestled with the whole thing in the first place, because I was like, no, I'm not giving my consent. And then they ran me some questions, and I was like, you know what, true say, true say, yes. So yeah.
Thank you, Diana.
Thanks,
Don't forget to
Diana.
like the video.
and then they also asked me another question, like, okay, so you're watching something, you're interacting with something. How does it leave you feeling? Does it leave you feeling expanded, or does it leave you feeling contracted? Which one is it?
Thank you, Blessed, by the way.
Thank you. And which one is it? And which one is it for you guys? Do when you watch the news, per se, if you watch the news, some of you might not even, some of you might be past that, but if you see news, or if you hear about disclosure, or if you hear about some worldly thing going on, something that really ain't your business, because even war, let's face it, I used to ask as a kid, okay, so if this leader has a problem with this leader, why don't we just get them in a boxing ring? They duke it out. Why you got involved boo-boo in them? Why are we, like, how is that even a thing?
But you know, it's funny.
You're having beef. What's that got to do with me? You'll fight it out.
Well,
whoever wins.
When you talk about this, you're actually pointing out the old concept behind free will, as you've asked to choose all the time, choose sides. It's no longer free will if you're forced to choose.
Well, then I'm thinking about even choosing sides. I don't need to choose sides if it's none of my business. You're got beef? Sell the ticket. Hear this, though. They could make money. You want to make money off of it? Sell the tickets, get your boxing gloves on, and go and duke it out. Real. You want to do pay-per-view? We'll pay-per-view that.
Then I can choose if I want to bet on it or not.
Right? Now we're talking currency, but you out here trying to get everyone else and their mum involved, trying to get kids involved, what are we doing?
But then it's weaved into, since birth, basically, into the society, because even when you have a child and you present them with choices, it's always between few choices. You can have this, or this. Choose. Free will. Hey.
Do you know what I love about our kids now, though? How I say you can have, so I'll say, oh, you want toast with Nutella? or do you want toast with peanut butter? And they'll be like, I'll have both. They almost never pick one or the other. They always go for some separate alternative that's like, nah, I'm in charge here. Let's not play about. This is my body. And I'm like, oh yeah, touche. Touche. I forgot you were eons old. All right, so now I'm gonna moving on swiftly. Okay, so now the next part for the everyday thing in the closing is scrolling on your phone. Okay, which is why I'm telling you all right now. I don't know if you're part of our Instagram or TikTok, but your girl Omondi might be coming up off of this. I don't. It doesn't resonate with me. I remember the first time I was on it, it didn't resonate, and I came off because I felt like it was a part-time job. I was like, what is this? Anything that has me scrolling, now we've got this saying like death scrolling, right? What? Nah, I'm good. Like I'm good. Anything that feels like I have to keep on tending to it like a pet, but I don't get no cuddles. Nah, I'm out of it. So that's a thing. But scrolling on your phone, all right, number one. So where does this fit in with the pillars? Part of it is energy exchange. So it gets your time, your attention, and focus that you are given on this thing. And occupation, again, that's why it felt like a part-time job.
Yeah.
Okay. See, as I reread, I expand as well. So it is what it is. It's the stimulation and engagement of the mind. That's what it's occupying for you when you're scrolling on your phone. So the reflection here that I was given was, does this leave me feeling nourished or depleted? I'm going to go with depleted, and I'll tell you why. The only thing I could say I scroll on my phone and I end up feeling nourished about is when I am going through photos, family photos, like of us lot. And I'm like, oh, that was a really nice day. Outside of that, nah. So I have a choice. Do I continue on with this interaction, or do I lead a double life and act like it's not happening and let that slowly just drip away? And this is the whole point of, where are there tears in your field? Where are you leaking out your energy consciously from your field? So when you feel depleted 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, it might not be what you did that week. It might be from all of those times accumulated of when you've been given your energy to things that deplete you like that.
Your consent,
your energy to things like that just do not nourish you, do not expand you, and leave you feeling depleted and leave you feeling contracted. And you are signing new contracts when you do this. Like, they'll say some bogus ass news and you'll be like, okay, like, I don't know. I heard someone talking about, oh gosh, bringing in the new age of going to war now, or rolling up enrollment or whatever the fuck.
Oh, what they used to do.
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, from a certain age you have to enroll, and
that's a real thing. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Well,
but like, if you're fearful about it, now you're left contracted. Now you're left feeling smaller than. Now you're left feeling more helpless. Now you are signing up for something else.
Well,
I'm signing up for this to have me shooketh. I'm signing up for this to have me pulling out my edges. No.
Well, this is a manifestation tactic they're using all the time on people. They're telling you there's something. They use the news for that. They say, hey, this is what coming up. We're thinking of doing this. People say, oh no, that wouldn't be a good idea. The minute you say, oh no, that wouldn't be a good idea, you've consigned to it. Basically, you've fought the potentiality of this happening and not been a good outcome for you. As opposed to say, nope, don't believe the lies you tell.
Yep. Or I do not consent.
I do not consent. I don't. You
In
don't.
that moment, you could just say, oh, I do not consent.
Yeah.
You know, the same way you're having a nightmare and you're just like, I don't
Yeah.
like this. If this is the walking dream, you can say the same thing you would. Just be like, no, I don't like this. I do not consent.
I would say it's not true. It's not of truth. That's it. Done. So then your potentiality, your reality, it's not true. It doesn't exist. It doesn't come to fruition or in any way. It is not even remotely close to divine source. And that's it. And you live it like that.
And I think
Sometimes
that's what irks us as well, because we're like, that doesn't feel like home. That doesn't feel like source.
because it's not true.
That don't feel like God consciousness to me.
But this is why you can experience different type of reality. And literally, as they pose it in movies, this is exactly what happened.
Yeah. And
So
Heiko saying, yeah, think outside of the box. Think outside of the box.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's essential because people talk about the splitting Earth. It's not splitting Earth. It's we all right, when you go and dream, you create your own dimensional space, right? Because you have that power to create that space for yourself. This is really what happened in our reality. It's a holographic, it's a fluid reality. It is not static. So therefore, the things you believe will come to fruition in your world. You will even have your wife, your husband, whatever you friend, brother, sisters in that reality, just for you, just so it makes sense, just for you. So that is why refuting things and say no to things, basically not signing this agreement, is really important because then you create a reality where this ain't even your thing.
Yep. Deanna says she'd rather be chilling with a bunch of toddlers. Hang on a minute. What are we saying? Yep. She says, for real, I'd rather sit in a group of toddlers and watch them, and they would make more sense. Literally. I was doing that this morning. My son was making all the sense. I was like, you know what? Touche. That hits different now. I'm looking at you doing it like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get that. Which is lovely, because the answer that lets you know the answers are always around you. The answers will always reveal themselves to your field as long as you're open to seeing it, as long as you're open to that moment of reflection, or that moment that allows you to say, I do not consent. Then you'll see the universe will immediately offer you, source, God, whatever you want to call it, will immediately offer you the answer to that. Well, is this for your consent then? Do you consent to this then? Something, if you say no, something that you can say yes to will appear.
And another thing as well, all potentials already exist. Like even the one they haven't thought about. It's an infinite possibility.
It's where you're plugging into.
Dial to the frequency you want to be aligned with. That's it.
You're animating these timelines for yourself. But if you don't put your focus and project your energy towards it, it will not run. It won't run without you. None of this runs without you.
And I think, you know what, it's also the fact that I think some of us do trying to project the energy towards it, and we really do. But the issue, it's you can't do that, and you can, but it's not going to work very well if at the same time you indulge in these things and you hear something all contract agree to things because you're on the fair, because now you creating friction. So
Yep. Hey Stacy. Hey okay, so let's keep on going. So we got conversations like this one. We're having an energy exchange as part of energy exchange. It's presence, it's emotion, and it's listening. It's all part of that exchange, the giving and receiving. And it's also a sacred exchange as well, because most of these things that you are having, you have already had or agreed to have. And that's where the sacredness comes in. All of these conversations, all of these people you've met, all of these timelines that you're unfolding, you've already agreed to some of these timelines. You've already agreed to go this way around it. And when you start seeing these exchanges as more sacred, you don't have to have the same visceral judgment or negative judgment about it. You'll just know that it was part of what your experience needed to be at the moment, needed to be in that moment. Yeah. But I must say, sacred exchange, when you're fully present and when it's mutual. You see what I'm saying? So if it feels like this is something that is put upon you that is outside of your choice, how sacred is that for you? How sacred is it if it's only flowing one way? Which kind of by default has you take acknowledgement as to what you are doing in your life, what exchanges are balanced for you, and how many of them are mutual, or are you just going along to get along, or are you just being the overgiver or the oversharer or the overpleaser? And then is that the you that you're really presenting, or are you even being truthful in that exchange? Is that really you in your full God consciousness being that? Is that the ID you showing up or the I am you showing up? Because all of this will unfold different things for yourself. So the reflection here is this exchange balanced? Am I being met or am I overgiving? Do I feel drained or do I feel energized? And these are the things. It's like, are you having a conversation with someone? And you could do this a lot with people who you know, friends, family, people on the road, whatever it is, all your interactions. Do they leave you feeling drained or do they leave you feeling energized? And what role have you played in that? Because this isn't a blame game thing. This is just reflection. You allow yourself to return to the observer that you are. That's what these moments of reflection are, where you can just be like, okay, I can remember that. The you that remembers that is the I am. And you could be like, okay, what was that? Don't step in and start coming in with you, whatever your ID self needs to say. What was that? Did you feel drained or did you feel energized? And then why did you feel drained? And what part of you gave consent to being drained? Because you played a part in it. You could play victim or you could just be yourself, the I am. But understand, if you play victim, you're just playing at this point. You got the choice. You have the choice. And are you choosing to be drained or are you choosing to be energized? These are the reflections. Okay, moving on. So then another one is time itself. So time. All right. So we've got time is present in every pillar. It's the concept of time. It is present in every pillar. It's interwoven in every pillar of our experience here.
Mm.
It becomes where energy is placed, how attention is directed, and what is prioritized. We can try and vilify the whole concept because we all remember our starseed selves. We all remember a place where time, it does not exist. We come from that. That's why some of us don't respect it. We don't care for it. It's that knowledge of who we are on a cosmic level that's like, yeah, but that's not a thing. But right here, right now, in this realm, considering it is a thing, we have to understand that it's just part of how to measure something. How it's another part of the limitation. It's another part of the measurement of things. You don't have to be bound by it. You just have to be aware of it. You don't have to play into it. You just have to be like, okay, that's what that is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I guess you need it if you want to experience form in the way we experience it here.
It's just a bell and a whistle.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
And how would you, I don't know, being able to say to touch and feel how your smartphone is if it wasn't if it didn't have its delimitation, and what implied distance implied time, so you do need it in for that, for that experience.
Yeah. And then the reflection here would be, where is my time flowing? And is it aligned with me?
Mm.
That's all. Just a reflection. You ain't got to beat yourself down. You ain't got to take nothing on about that. Taking yourself on, trying to judge yourself, that's another part of that not being any of your business, real talk. Because especially if you're doing it about the old you, what, like you this morning, really, you're not even there right now. So what are we saying? What are we really saying? Okay. So if you haven't picked up a copy yet, all of the links are in the description. You can go through it. I go through it on my channel as well. But I really do enjoy sharing these things with you, because as I read through it for people, as I share the audio side of things, I'm like I'm re-listening to it myself, and I'm able to kind of like readjust how I feel about it. Like, it's not like I get these downloads, people, and I agree with everything I hear, or I'm willing to even look at it sometimes without the judgment of where I'm at. Or if I'm not ready to relinquish something yet in my life, if I'm not ready to let something go or see something for what it is, I struggle with it too. But then when these downloads are spitting hard, cold facts to me that make sense on a soul level, on my God consciousness level, I have to drop the bag. It's like, drop the bag, walk away from the bag. It's that type of feel. So yeah. All right.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna let you cook right now for a second. I'm gonna get the
link,
readings ready.
all the link in the description. So also the command are available now. They are actually a audio. There's an audio track with it that you can say, repeat the command as you hear the narrator, which is Shem. Shem's narrating the command, and essentially they are to help you command your reality. So if you are interested, it is available. So link in the description. And also Shem came up with now a email reading. How can I explain it? Because you can explain it better than I can.
If you don't want face to face and you just want like an email reading, where I will, whether you want me to go into a specific love reading or your creative path, career, whatever that may be, it's just a matter of filling out the form, picking your chosen thing, and I will reflect on it, and I will do the reading, and I will send it back via email, and then you'll have something to read and reflect back on. And there's that choice as well, so we don't have to meet up and do like a Zoom thing. We can just do that instead. Okay. For some reason, that book's going to be relevant.
For that reading pair particularly, you have to go on the oz888.com. So that's where it is available.
All the links in the description.
And it's called the Reflection Room.
Yeah. All right. I know today's reading is going to have something to do with Gaia for some reason, and for some others. All right, hang on. Okay, so channeled message coming through already. Thank you, Stacey.
Thank you, Stacey. Thank you, MJ. You say you got them both. I've been listening to those commands. They are fire. Glad that you enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're talking about Diana. You're talking about the actual the pillars. The audio for the pillars doesn't exist. The audio for the command does exist, and you've got the space to repeat after each sentences on it.
Yeah.
But so if it's for the pillars, it doesn't exist yet.
Not yet. On my channel, I'm going to have a whole series where I just read it through, go through it. So as and when, just turn on your notification to I am Shamel, and as and when I read those out, then you can rock with me there with the audio version. Okie doke. All right. Now, even though there's a lot of talk about there's so much swirling around right now. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of inner conflict going on with the collective as well. Decisions that have to be made that there's some sort of resistance to make. And a lot of this for some of you are going to be tied into old beliefs you had about yourself that Spirit's now asking you to release. Some of these are going to be based around your career, loved ones, or people who you've just had around so long that you figure you love them. And you do, but what you're asked to look at is how do they show up for you, though? And forgiveness doesn't mean keeping somebody present in your life. Sometimes the true present is the distance. The true present is the lack of the update that will stoke that fire for them. If you know that somebody is addicted to tapping in on your drama or tapping in on your misery, then why give them more of your misery? And take this where it resonates. Look, for some of you, some people are in your life right now and they genuinely feed off of your misery. They genuinely feed off of the roller coaster ride that is your life right now. You get what I'm saying? And where you can come and show up for yourself now is extinguish those fires for other people, because they're not going to extinguish it. They're not there yet. And that's another fire that you have burning that only warms someone else. Meanwhile, you're out here in your crisis cold. For others, that could be you showing up and leading this form of what could be considered a double life. For some people, you're this person, and for others, you're that person, and you're being asked to move out of that now, and you don't know what that's going to look like, and you don't know who's going to be around you, if anyone. But as these people move out of your field, new people will appear. You're being asked to trust that. For some of you, the loneliness, the idea of the loneliness that may bring about is where the fear is where the hesitation is. But your team are letting you know, they're screaming right now, you are never alone. That is part of the illusion, but it's also part of what's keeping you stuck or feeling stuck. The illusion of feeling stuck, that somehow you're going to do without, because you've been on this constant hamster wheel of, it didn't work out again. I'm going to do without. I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be misunderstood. All of these things. But this is what you're moving out of now. Someone's going to be offended by me showing up as me. Well, then don't show up for them. Don't show up as fake you. Just don't show up for them. If you cannot be in your I am, why are you showing up? Because that's not you who's showing up. Whoever you're showing up is, whoever that facsimile of you is, you know it's not you. And what's shaking you to your core, what's draining your making you feel drained in your vessel, is that constant act. You're getting tired of the act of showing up as that which you are not. And it's not your fault. You've been asked to for so many times, over so many years, by so many people. But what did you really gain from it? Dis-ease in your body for some, confusion in your mind, having to soothe yourself, having to soothe yourself, for some of you, through different addictions, sex, drugs, alcohol, overindulgence into different things to keep your mind occupied and keeping you away from that which you know is true for yourself. And you've done it for so long, you feel like you have to go and get to know yourself. But now it's like, nah, you've always been there. You simply have to let the mask slip, drop, break, and don't try and pick it up and don't try and repair it. It's now beneath you, literally. As it slips, as it drops to the ground, your mask is now beneath you. You know it, your spirit knows it, your spirit team knows it. This is that part of your lineage that you agreed to come here and fulfill. This is part of your integration now. This is why so many things I'm seeing literally a field being tilled. You do not have to till the field. Just letting it be. Let it be. Let the things that are naturally supposed to grow from this grow. But you keep on going and tilling the field, and you're wondering why all these connections are being lost. I'm showing mushrooms are relevant for some of you, and that through the mushrooms, through the fungi. Okay, they're showing me a field here being tilled, but when you don't till it, it's less work. But when you don't till it, what also happens is the growth naturally that happens, that occurs, because then the mycelium can speak to one another. The connections, the true deep-rooted connections between all of the plants there can happen. And this is happening for you now on a experience level, on a soul level. You're just putting down the till. It's too much hard work to keep on digging year after year, reinventing yourself, reinventing how you show up, new ways to hide certain parts of yourself or certain desires that you've had, or certain achievements that some of you have achieved and had to hide from people because of how they judge you or what they're going to say or how their comments are going to hit you. You're exhausted. You don't have to be. Take a breather. Take a breather. Give yourself a fucking break. You're just, what will grow, and trust that it will be beautiful once you just let it be. Okay. All right, I'm going to pull some cards.
So saying I know what choose me first, my absence make me more magnetic. Diana saying, wow, this past weekend I started making a ritual for myself and started writing my deepest disbeliefs. I am gonna burn them later today and release them last 2 weeks. Lots of contemplation. Say empath is disconnecting.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So what we have here. Wow. All right. Wonderful. So what came up is knowledge in the reverse. Okay? We've got knowledge in the reverse. And immediately I'm hearing, forget what you thought you knew. Forget what you thought you knew. A new wave of your journey is coming through this, of the forgetting not who you were, but forget what you thought you knew. That is all part of the forgiveness, the letting go. All right. We've got the King of Water here, along with the journey. Okay. And we've got the 10 of air. All right. For some of you, this 10 of air here is straight up. Your higher self is having you go through a transformation right now. It is the end of a cycle. That's why we're getting the King of Water emotionally with your journey as well. It's the end of the emotional upheaval that you attach to the idea that you don't know things, that you don't know who you are, this game that you play with yourself. You know. You've always known. Your eye has always been open. It's the things that you were taught that were opposite to this knowing that kind of had you believe, had you for 2.4 seconds step out of your God knowing. That every time when you were a kid and you came through with something and that adult or that person just turned around and told you, no, that's not right. And you thought, yes, it is. Your higher self knew. You're returning to this state, this higher knowing. Your eye is open. It always has been open. You're now stepping through that threshold that allows you to experience what that is here. You're at that part of your journey that allows you to step into the knowing. Butterflies, very relevant for some of you. So much transformation through this journey. Stepping out of saying that you're in the dark about something, moving forward into what the light is about something. You've integrated it. It's done now. You know that you're not just one thing. You know that you are all that is. You know that that's where your God source lies. And you're moving forward in that. You're settled, you're stable in that. Hence the King of Waters. You're unshakable in that knowing now. And that's the part of the journey that you are embarking on. You couldn't turn away from this part even if you tried to. And you're doing it through letting go of some of the things you believed to be true. Dead on, Diana. Yeah. Like all of your knowledge, you're like, if it came from there, what really is it? What really was it? And especially if it had you to and fro for most of your life up to now.
Yeah, I'm just saying I am.
All right.
And then I'm gonna read what Diana's saying. Stepping into the divine child.
Wow. If
to
you could
embrace
get that,
my-
please.
Yeah, sure. No, hold on. Oh, wow. Look at this.
Yeah. Every time that
is
happens.
definitely for somebody.
Okay, that's for somebody.
Yeah, into the divine child to embrace my magic. Hey. And Stephanie said, thank you, Shem. Perfect. Beautiful.
All right. We've got azurite here as a crystal that keeps on coming up.
Oh, yeah. This is the OB.
And this is for
OB crystal.
psychic gifts, third eye activator. That's its nickname, the third eye activator. So in your body, it works on your brain, your throat, your joints, your spine, kidney, gallbladder, spleen, liver, thyroid, bones, teeth, skin, embryotic development. And for your mind, it soothes stress, overcomes worries and sadness, and provides new perspective.
Yeah, we've got a crystal,
I know, it's beautiful. The azurite.
It's good for out of body experience if you want to put it under your pillow.
Yeah.
That's actually right.
Yeah. All right. These cards that flew out alongside this. Okay. I know what this is. All right. Some of you are getting some of your gifts. If you don't want to believe it, it's just going to keep on revealing itself to you. There's going to become undeniable moments that happen in your life. undeniable things, undeniable signs that keep on happening, keep on unfolding in your life that you won't be able to turn away from. And that's irregardless of how you use these divinations, whether you use tools, whether they come by downloads, whether they come by visions for you. Each of your innate abilities will be able to reveal themselves. It's not that you don't have access to all of them, you do. But there are ones that you have that innately rest within you right now. And there are ones that will be activating irregardless of where you think you are going to be taking this. And that's where the Fool card comes in. It's this trustful that you are asked to do now with yourself, with your higher knowing, and with your abilities, with your gifts. Start trusting that which it is you feel. Start trusting that which it is you see, which it is you've heard for some of you. Taste, smell, a lot of these things popping up. Signs, numbers, names. It turns up in many ways. You know how the universe talks to you, and it's been talking loud. And I know you may feel like an apprentice to all of this, but this is just a matter of your acceptance, to how much you're accepting about this, how much you are just falling into it. Allow for this to happen. We got Page of Wands energy and the Star. This is wish fulfilled. This is definitely wish fulfilled energy. And this is also you connecting to your cosmic knowing. For a lot of you here, you're already knowing you were star seeds or indigo kids, whatever one you want to call it. And some of you, you have kids that are star children. You're a whole star family for some of you. You've known it, you've kept it quiet, you're in the shadows about it, but now it's obvious. You step into that new part of your life where you're bringing these things to light. These things are coming to light for you. You are being enlightened to these things, to the knowing of your cosmic heritage, of the things that you left behind when you were younger, the things that you were told to throw away. You are now catching them back. This Page of Wands energy is showing up because it's something that, yeah, you were told to throw something away, but what you were throwing was a boomerang. Now's the time where you're catching it. And in catching it, you're catching yourself. You're connecting yourself back to that which you know you are. Yeah, take that where that resonates. Listen, guys, I don't know. This is the end of the message. But if you're here and you feel like all of this is still for somebody else, the reflection here can be, why somebody else and why not me, if this is turning up in my field right now? Who is the person who's telling you, not you? And then who is the person who decided to show up and be here right now to hear this? Because right now, only one of you, only one of those people are actually resonating with you. Only one of those people feel true to you. And only one of those people, low-key, are actually you. Some of the person that says, I'm not too sure about all of this. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if I have these abilities. Who was that exactly? Aunt who? Grandpa who? Cousin whatnot in the face? Is it even your business? Was it even their business to chime in at that time to tell you who you were? Were they not minding their own? Okay. Because now is your choice. And if you don't make the choice, it'll be fine. But how will you feel when the same person who told you that this this wish that you had, this connection that you had never belonged to you. Tomorrow they have their spiritual awakening, and they've woken all the way fucking up. And now you out here still playing Harvey Two-Face. And now they're like, oh, be yourself, be authentic. You're going to be like, ain't that about a bitch? Okay? Aren't you? If you don't feel that way if that happens, then that's fine. But if you're going to feel that way, then you know what to listen to. You know, this is nothing new to you. This is absolutely nothing new to you. All right.
So you got me. Thank you. So I think it resonated for quite a lot.
All right, guys.
Of people. So
much love to you. And I know it can be a challenge, but you're up for it. You signed up for it. You love it, enjoy it, and love on yourself the whole way through this journey, because you are worthy of every piece of love that you have to give.
Yeah, and I think your soul will never sign up for something it cannot handle. So essentially, you're here and you can handle it.
You got this times infinity.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So for anything you want to know about us, go on the oz888.com and you get everything there. And our coffee still work as well. If you want to buy us a coffee there, you can do so as well.
Everything else down in the description box. And we will see you next time. Much love to all of you and enjoy the rest of your Sundays.
So see you next Sunday. Much love to you guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.